Listens.
Oh, yeah.
It's time for Wolo and Friends on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Presented by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Here is your host, the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
As I was walking down the street one day, a man came up to me and asked me what the time was that was on my watch. Yeah, I said, does anybody really know what
Today is 50 Cent's birthday.
Oh, really?
It's also Zion Williamson's birthday.
Oh, Zion got a pretty nice birthday present a couple days ago.
Two guys pretty different, you know. One has put on a ton of weight, but showed, despite that, he could still hang on to steel. And the other is 50 Cent.
I thought you were going to say it the other way around.
I was going to, but then the more I thought about it this morning, I was like, maybe I should do... Because, I think 50 Cent hanging on the steel is more in people's minds at this point.
Yeah, especially after the Super Bowl.
But he has put on a lot of weight,
He has
nonetheless.
put on weight.
But, that's how aging goes sometimes.
I've put on some weight since.
Yeah, but you're not 50 Cent's age. I don't even know how old 50 Cent is. He's got to be in his late 40s or 50 or something at this point. Probably late 40s, I would guess. Mid 40s, maybe. Maybe late to stretch.
47, so yeah, late 40s.
How about that?
How about that?
Good singer, though. Wimbledon's going on right now.
Yeah.
Rafa is playing Taylor Fritz, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Fritzy.
Is that what they call him?
Not a clue.
It is now.
Fritzy, yep.
And then Kyrgios is playing... who?
Garin. I don't know who Garin is.
He's not ranked, is he? I didn't think so.
No. But Kyrgios, he's kind of in hot water, so...
Yeah, that's
we'll
right.
See how he responds.
I think he seems to be focused on tennis right now, which is good for him. Maybe good for him.
And maybe I'm wrong. I kind of think, in a way, Kyrgios is like the Brooks Koepka of tennis.
You like Brooks Koepka, though.
I do like, but I'm saying this in more of a
Who cares?
critical way.
I hate tennis.
Like I don't.
So, and you're saying
I
so?
don't think
Brooks
Kyrgios
Koepka
cares
famously
much.
hates golf,
Yes.
right? He comes out and says, "I don't practice.
I don't practice.
I
I'd rather
only
be out on the water.
I only play when
Yeah.
you see me on TV, and even sometimes when you see me on TV, I don't even care.
Yeah.
because he's
Most
cool.
of the time, because he only cares about majors.
Because he's really cool
right.
too.
Hip young guy.
Yeah. So you think Kyrgios is the same way?
I just
hates tennis, thinks it's
I don't
boring.
think he hates tennis.
Yet it's
I
the
just
top
don't
10 player
think
in the world.
He's like he has. I've heard him say multiple times that he like doesn't practice all that much. Like,
Oh, yeah.
He was like all these guys. I think
Sure.
there was like an interview where he was like all these top guys like Rafa and all these other guys.
They work hard.
They'll
that's
get
lame.
here at 7 a.m. and
Yeah.
I'm not going to get here at 7 a.m.
because that's lame.
because I don't get out of the clubs till like
Right.
4 a.m. in the morning.
No, it's lame to work hard. I agree, actually. Working hard is lame, kids. If any children are listening, don't work hard. Don't idolize the top athletes. You want to kind of be right in the sweet spot in the
Right.
middle where you can make a good living, but no one really cares what you do.
Well, and then did you see over the weekend he got into it with a reporter because he wore his red Jordans to like a I
While
don't know
playing?
what it, I don't think it was while
You can't
playing.
he would've been disqualified.
Exactly. So I think it was like at an interview or something, and one of the reporters made a comment about like that's against the rules. You're supposed to wear all white.
Oh, on the
until-
grounds, you're saying?
Yeah. He was like on the court, but he might have just been warming up or something. And a reporter made a comment about it, and he like went after the reporter and was like, "I don't care. I'm one of the only people who wears Jordans out here. If I want to wear Jordans, I'm gonna wear my Jordans."
Jays are cool.
Jays are cool, but
The white at Wimbledon is in hot water, though.
because of the all-white dress code.
Yeah, because it's been an issue for women for a while. Because I don't know, I don't know how descriptive we can get, but there's something that happens with women once a month. It's very uncomfortable for probably you and I to talk about this. But if you're wearing white undergarments and then white, it's just a very tricky
touchy
situation.
subject, yeah.
And so it's in hot water, and it's starting to get some traction I've seen articles written about it and everything, and it's interesting.
It is interesting because that's kind of a tough situation because it's such a traditional thing
Absolutely.
to wear the all whites.
But that
also,
totally makes sense.
It's a great argument.
That makes total sense. It's much better than I want to wear my Jordans. Let me wear something other than white.
Let me just wear my Jordans. I want to look
This
cool.
is actually a legitimate that could be embarrassing for somebody.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, isn't that something?
That is something.
Also, yesterday, the Joker came back, so he's headed to the semifinals.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, we watched it.
Well, I watched some of it. I didn't watch. Oh, yeah, because he came back. I left before that was over. I went back to work at the gym before that was over. He came back. He was down 2 sets.
He started out down 2 sets to none.
Back and
won 3 straight. Won the. That's
impressive.
Yeah, it's very impressive. But he's one of the greatest. So that makes sense. I love my favorite part of Wimbledon and any tennis tournament for that matter.
It's like one of the only major tennis tournaments on grass.
No, it is the only major tennis tournament on grass. But it's not why it's my favorite. And it's not really independent to Wimbledon. I just think about this every time I watch tennis, is they do the reviews, right? They do the official reviews.
They just have one.
And what do they do when they do the official reviews?
Do they really? Do they clap it up? I don't watch a lot of tennis with the sound on.
Oh! That's the best part. I love it. That's my favorite part of watching the tennis tournament is the reviews. They all clap it up. I really wish we could do that more often. As a group. Up, there has to be things we can do on radio where we could be
clap. I love a good clap.
Oh! There you go. That's good stuff. Was it in or out?
It was in.
Oh, good. So that one was in. So that's why it was in. We were cheering for the other guy.
I don't even think we needed a review for that. They're going around. They're panning around, showing a bunch of famous people at this match.
Is that right?
Right now, yeah.
I believe I saw one of the prince's wives, Kiki Wigglesworth.
See, I don't know all these.
What's her name? Kiki Wigglesworth.
I have no idea.
That can't be right.
No,
that can't be right.
Who's the Who's the old soccer player?
Rafael Nadal.
No.
Wayne Rooney.
No. He owns Miami's team now.
Oh, David Beckham.
David Beckham. He was there. They just showed David
Inter
Beckham.
Miami. Mm-hmm. You can't just say Miami's team. There's 2 Miami teams. There's Inter Miami, and then there's Miami FC, which plays in the same league as
the Memphis team.
What's 901 FC?
Yeah.
Why couldn't I think of 901 FC?
USL champions.
And they've played a few times. Inter Miami, the best Inter Miami
and Miami
FC, I believe, has won one of the most recent ones for sure. But I don't know if they've won all of them or not.
Speaking of soccer, and we're on a lot of topics that I'm sure people in Memphis don't care about. But
we're gonna get to baseball here in a minute.
Did you see these signings, international signings that are happening in the MLS?
Tell me about them. What's his name? The British guy that used to play for Tottenham, Gareth Bale, signed.
Yeah, Gareth Bale. That's what I was about to say. They say he might be able to play this weekend.
Really?
But I think that's a little soon. I haven't seen anything saying he's with the team.
He hasn't been great in Premier League soccer for a while, but he'll be the best player in MLS by a wide margin. But he's on a little more. Apparently, he likes to play a lot of golf. And
really?
that contributed largely. This is just what I've heard from reporting. I'm not a soccer guy.
Well, Miami would have been a good spot for him. I'm sure there's a lot of beautiful.
Well, he's in L.A. now. I mean, that's pretty good too. You got Torrey Pines in California and Pebble Beach and the like. And you travel all over the place too, so you can play anywhere. Whereas when Zlatan came and played for the Galaxy, he was hell bent on being the best player in Major League Soccer. And I think Gareth Bale was more of this is going to be my retirement.
Yeah, I'm kind of ready for retirement.
Because Zlatan parlayed that into going back to play Champion League soccer. I forget where he signed with, but maybe a Premier League?
It won a Premier League team, I don't think.
I can't remember. But he's gone back to play more Champion League soccer.
He is with AC Milan now. So,
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
In Italy with Juventus.
They're in the top league.
They are.
Italy.
Serie A, as it is known widely.
Yeah. Serie A.
Serie A.
And then Messi's going to at some point join Inter Miami.
Inter Miami. Reportedly, but he probably will.
Yeah.
I've heard he very much likes Miami, which is why David Beckham was so involved.
Are friends. Yeah.
That'll be something. And, he could do it on his way out and also be the best player.
I think he will. I think that's
what
the plan is for him to play a couple more years. And then...
All right, what do you want to do first? You want to talk about the Grizzlies and the Oklahoma City Thunder, or you want to talk about baseball?
I know how you feel about Summer League.
So let's just get it out of the way then, is what you're saying?
However you want to do it. However you want to go about it.
Good answer. Well, the Grizzlies played yesterday in Summer League. And as I watched the beginning of the game, and I turned it off and I'll tell you why I turned it off in a minute.
I was texting you about it, and you were like, I have no idea what's going on.
I also recorded it, which was a big mistake.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to watch that ever again.
Right.
I'm starting to remember now that it really doesn't get going until they get to Vegas. And even then, it's not until they start the tournament play that it really gets going in Vegas. These are they're all exhibition games, but these especially are glorified exhibitions. Rob Perez, Worldwide Wob, as he's affectionately known.
Who follows you on Twitter.
He does follow me on Twitter because of my Alperin Shingun.
Yeah.
But he follows everybody on Twitter.
And I'm following me on Twitter.
Yeah, well, I don't think you've ever interacted with him. If you interacted with him once, he'd follow you on Twitter.
You, yeah.
But he released his guide to following the NBA Summer League. Mm-hmm. And I think you might hear a lot of this totally unironically across the country when reacting to the Summer League.
Number one, team.
To every team, not just it's not independent to the Grizzlies, everybody.
No.
Number one, if a rookie on your team performs well, make comparisons to current NBA stars. You know who looked like Mike Conley yesterday?
Kennedy Chandler. And who looked like Dirk last night?
Chet Holmgren.
There you go.
Use words steal and potential often.
Kennedy Chandler.
And laugh at fan bases that picked before you. If a rookie on your team, this is number two now. This is the second criteria.
Okay, so that was all number one.
That was the first criteria.
Gotcha.
Second criteria. If a rookie on your team performs poorly, say it's just Summer League. You're all wrong. What's wrong with the internet? Stop overreacting, losers. Nailed it. That's exactly right. So if you want to watch Summer League and you want to if you want to watch Summer League, first of all, you have to fit the first criteria, watching Summer League.
Right.
And the second criteria is interacting with people, the experts on Twitter.
There you go.
I put experts in quote there in case you couldn't hear it through the microphone.
In case you're not watching on
in case you're not
Twitter,
watching on
Facebook,
YouTube, Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah.
Experts on the internet. Quotes again there. I did it again. If you want to interact with them, this is how you have to do it. Call them idiots.
Right.
Tell them that they're overreacting.
They don't know what they're talking
but luckily for the Grizzlies, all of their guys looked like their future
good.
MVPs.
Yeah.
At very least, all-stars. How many of those guys do you think aren't all-stars? Less than half.
Oh, certainly less than half.
They're all all-stars.
Maybe two?
I did like. I mean, there's no. Here's the problem. You guys can say I'm cynical. I don't know who you guys are. I don't know who I'm talking to when I say you guys. But people might think I sound cynical by saying that was stupid. There was nothing going on there. But there was. How many shots, Brian? You watched a lot more of the game than I did. I know in the portions I watched, there were no contested shots.
Oh, my gosh.
There was none.
Defensive on both ends of the court.
So what are we doing?
Terrible.
So these are like warm-up scrimmages to get geared up for when they get to the tournament in Vegas. They might actually start playing defense. Anybody that thinks they learned something last night is an idiot.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was aggressive language. But, like, honestly, anybody that thinks they saw something last night to go off of is out of their minds.
Yeah.
I might have seen one shot from LaRavia. It was a quick catch-and-shoot corner three, and it was like someone was a foot outside the lane line.
Yeah.
So we can call that halfway contested. In an NBA game, I would call that totally uncontested.
Yeah.
But last night, that was like as closer to contest as you could get.
Well, and I saw...
And just look at the percentages of these teams.
Oh,
It's insanity.
Oh, yeah.
These are college players, some of which are just signed. You think they're shooting at this high percentage in a real basketball game? It's asinine.
No, Matthias, did you watch Matthias play last night? I don't know his first name. He's with the Grizzlies. Could have sworn he was Conchard for most of the first half. I couldn't see his number, but I could just see him run down the court, how he set up. I was like, that's Conchar.
You thought Jitty was back in Summer League.
It wasn't Conchar. It was this Matthias guy. Just signed him for Summer League. He was 4 for 5 from the field, 2 for 3 from 3. I don't think he'd shoot that well in an actual NBA game.
Well, the good news is we learned last night Zaire can play the point guard. So that's really all we needed to learn. Oh, you don't think so?
That's very debatable.
We had 8 assists, Bryant. He was dishing the rock out to wide open players because 5 guys collapsed in the lane. You're telling me that's not an NBA-style pass?
Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
You do know more basketball
Of course,
than I
no.
And I'm sure you've seen
No, Bryant, you watched the game. In this
game.
particular case, you probably know more about
and
this one than I do.
I think at least he made 4 threes. I think 3
He was
of
like
them
4
I
of 5,
saw.
and then he finished like 4 of 9.
Those last couple shots were pretty.
Anytime the pressure's on.
But that's what I was about to say. Like the 3, I didn't get to see the whole game because I get off at 6. Those Summer League games, they tip off right at 6 o'clock, so I missed like the first 15, 20 minutes of it.
They do.
But the shots I saw, LaRavia didn't have a person around me. It was like he had the plague, and nobody wanted to get near him. And which is good for him. Like I need the confidence.
It's also good for spreading of the plague.
Yeah,
because you don't want to spread the plague, so no one wants to get near it.
But I mean, I need to see him with some pressure on him. And I don't know what it was about I learned this last night. Going into the Grizzlies Summer League game, I think there were 6 games maybe in the California Summer League. All of those went under, except for one, I think. Both of the Salt Lake City games, 0 defense played in both of them. Both of them went over.
I didn't watch any of the California. What were the teams there? It could have been different. It could have just been Ross.
It could have, but it was the Lakers, the Warriors, the Kings, and Miami.
I see.
So it was all 3 of the LA teams, and then the Heat for some reason.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The Lakers Summer League roster is pretty good, too,
Pretty
isn't
good.
it? Sharif O'Neal, I know.
The Kings Summer League team's pretty good, too.
That's right. I saw a bunch of videos
yeah.
of fans coming out of there raving because they won their Summer League
Oh,
games.
yeah. They were like, we're going to win the championship now.
Yeah, I can't speak for what it's like in California, but I know of the 2 games, and I didn't watch much of either game.
I watched all of the OKC game. Oh, my gosh. Chet
was going
unbelievable.
Had a good block.
Unreal. And that's the thing about Chet. It will be interesting to see what he does against, like, bigger centers. But, like,
with physicality in the game.
Yeah, but, like, even if he's out of position, he can still make a play on the ball because his timing's so
I thought
good.
it was interesting they put Poku at the 5. Because he's like a guard.
But even with Poku at the 5, Chet guarded the center
Yeah,
most
he
of the
did.
time.
That's why I was wondering why they
weird.
did that. It had to be like he doesn't want to play the 5 or something like that. I don't know what the reason would be, to be honest. Or maybe there has to be something at work there. You also had Josh Giddey go off last night.
Josh Giddey played really well.
Yeah, but he's a good player, too.
Yeah, he is.
He's actually a good player. Not a lot of defense between Poku and Giddey, though.
A lot of these guys are going to be like starters and rotation guys.
I was very surprised and impressed. I don't know what the word is, but I was very impressed to see Giddey and Poku playing. Poku probably should play Summer League.
Oh, yeah.
Giddey, however,
He didn't have a great game last night either.
Played significant minutes. Yeah, but, there's not a lot of defense being played. Shots are going around. You'll see, in the Grizzlies game, I was looking at the box score. Well, 7 guys had double digits. That's not exactly right. It was only 5.
Well, the Grizzlies were up by 15. And it came back and Kenny Chandler had to have a steal to win the game.
Old boy from VCU had 9, so that's double digits. Might as well be.
Vance Williams?
Kennedy had 8. Vance Williams, thank you. And then Kennedy had 8. So, you had 7 guys with 8 or more. In a Summer League game, that's ball spreading around a lot. A lot of people are scoring. What was the percentage they ended up shooting?
Was it just...
Yeah, they shot 51 from the field last night. 50 from 3 the Grizzlies did. That's...
Was it just me?
Maybe they're the best shooting team ever, but maybe there wasn't a lot of defense.
I meant to ask you this.
Thunder was different. Thunder shot 49%, 27 from 3.
Yeah.
So they weren't making their wide open shots. And also one guy went 1 of 9.
But also Utah, their Summer League team's horrible.
Is that right?
I just want to put that out there. It's pretty bad. They only scored 9 points in the first
Kofi
quarter.
Coburn.
Yeah.
That's
Which everyone was talking about that matchup.
It's the only guy I've heard of.
Kofi versus, Taco Fall.
Oh, Bruno Caboclo.
Yeah, did he play last night? I was trying to watch
He did not play a second.
Yeah.
I know Taco as well. They made a big deal about signing Taco, too, the Jazz did. I saw a story written about him by a prominent NBA person. I can't remember who it was.
About him, trying to stick in the NBA?
Yeah, they were like, this is exactly what Taco needs. Taco is like a fringe player, and they treat him like he's...
At best.
It's crazy, man. I don't understand.
Yeah. And then Johnny Juzang's on that team, from UCLA.
Oh, I know Johnny Juzang. I hate Johnny Juzang.
Supposedly got into
a
car accident.
That's too bad.
The day
Now I feel bad for
yesterday.
calling him a bum.
Yeah. He got into a car accident. He hadn't practiced with. I don't think anything serious is wrong with him, but he hasn't.
But he
practiced
did get
with
in
the
an
team
accident.
just for precautionary reasons.
I hate that.
But yeah, that team's terrible. But I don't know if you noticed this. I felt like David Roddy looked a little slimmer last night than he did at Colorado State.
I can't speak. He didn't shoot well.
Which could help. He didn't shoot well, but I think to me at least, from watching a lot of Colorado State games last year, he looked just a little more in shape.
Old Kenneth Lofton looked good though. He had
really
one
good.
shot I saw had really good touch, but also I saw a bunch
was comparing him to Zebo last night.
I know which account you're talking about. I'm about to poke fun at another video this stupid account posted. I hope this guy's listening. He posted a video of how good Kenneth Lofton is because there was a dribble handoff and the 2 Sixers defenders got totally lost, ran into each other, and both stayed with the defender that handed it off. And Kenneth Lofton goes to the basket, and the tweet's
basically walked to the basket.
This guy, literally, no one in front of him, and someone came from all the way over and help, and he still got the dunk off before he could get there. And wow, this guy's got it going on. Give me a break, man. Figure out what you're watching. Good Lord.
I do like
sorry.
Kenneth Lofton, though. I really
This
like
is exactly why it's now 10:20. This is exactly why I didn't want to talk about it because I was just going to sound like a cynical jerk just making fun of everybody that's excited. And I know they're just Grizzlies fans that are happy that there's basketball being played.
Basketball.
Yeah,
it's
I like
fun to watch.
You know what it's like, though, Brian? I like basketball, too. And we talked about this with the LIV versus the PGA Tour. It's like the TBT, kind of, or like the Big Three.
Yeah.
I love basketball.
Fun to watch.
But I'm not interested in these fringe, I want basketball to be played. Yeah. And I didn't see a lot of it last night. In the small amount I watched, granted, I turned it off. Yeah. So maybe I'm totally ignorant on this, and someone is feel free to tell me how stupid I am. But it's just not for me.
Yeah. I will say, though, that Kenny – did you see the final Kenny Chandler steal?
I did see the steal. I turned it on when you texted me and said it was a 2-point game.
Yeah.
And so I watched the last, minute or so, minute and a half.
Shouldn't have been a 2-point game. Ridiculous that it even got that close.
Well, it's hard to turn on the defensive switch when you haven't been playing any the whole time. Although the Sixers seem to do it. Because there was a lot of missed shots in the fourth quarter, wasn't there, by the Grizzlies?
Yes.
103-99, the final score. Grizzlies win, so probably going to be a 2 seed again in the NBA.
They'll play the Thunder
I would
tonight.
have to guess.
So, Chet versus LaRavia. Because they're both playing the 4. They're going to go against each other.
Yeah. Can we also talk about LaRavia at the 4? And everyone should slow their roll on this guy guarding 4s.
Oh, yeah. Especially in an actual NBA game.
Seriously, man. I mean, it's just – and I don't want to put too much emphasis. You and I talked about this yesterday off the air as well. Yeah. I don't want to put – I sent you the clips I saw – or the clips I pulled of LaRavia, his last 7 games in college. Not the best film in the world. But you don't want to put too much emphasis on that because he can certainly develop, and you don't know what it's going to be like with NBA coaches and player development and things of that nature. But I would definitely slow your roll on this guy guarding 4s, man. I mean, just look at him. Just look at his build. And look at the 4s in the league. I mean, he's either going to have to guard a perimeter-based 4 that's really quick or a guy that's a lot bigger than he is. Your best bet might be to guard the 3, and he's probably too slow to guard the 3. I don't know what position this is going to guard, but he's in good company because we just raved about Josh Giddey and Pokuševski.
Oh, yeah.
Pokuševski, and neither one of those guys could guard their own shadow last year.
True.
So neither could Şengün. For
did you see it in – I was laughing when it happened. Did you watch the beginning of the Grizzlies game last night?
Yes, actually.
Did you see LaRavia's cut? He had a beautiful cut.
He's always moving. I do like that about that guy.
But then blew the layup. So.
Oh, he blew it.
Good. It was a good cut. That's what I wanted to point out. Is that we were talking about his cutting.
Great cutter.
Last
Stops
week.
on a dime. Really good
cutter,
pivot foot as well. I saw him patient with something. I can't remember what the play was.
His timing's fantastic on how he moves and stuff.
He's a great cutter. He's a very good cutter. Very smart cutter. I just question maybe some of his other fundamentals.
Defensively, definitely.
And shooting. Got to get some lift, maybe.
John Harden just texted me and said that Chet looked really good, and that he's like you, just taller. I'll take that as a compliment.
All right.
Take that any day of the week.
Sure. Why not? We'll take a break. And since we haven't talked baseball yet, we get to do that in the next segment. We've really elongated the content that we had for today. When we come back, though, Bryant is going to explain to us Marxism. We'll be right back.
Be sure to follow us at Sports56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows, stay up to date with station events, and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports56 WHBQ.
It's time for another season of golf at Miramichi. You know the spot, 15 minutes north of downtown in Woodstock. I call it heaven. It's 330 acres of natural beauty, 7,400 yards of championship-level golf, but there are several different tee boxes which make it fun or competitive for every level of golf. And the practice facilities are as good as any country club, and every round of golf comes with a cart and complimentary range balls. You can really improve your game, and you'll love the prices too. Seniors can play Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for as low as $33. Again, the golf cart and the range balls are thrown in. The standard weekday rates are as low as $44. Friday, it's $50, and on Sunday, it's $55. You'll love the view from the terrace. You look out and see the best view in all of Shelby County. The whole experience, it's just fantastic. Go check it out yourself at Miramichi. I often say they've set the bar for the way car business should be done at Homer Skelton Hyundai. You know how close that is. It's right there at Highway 78, Lamar Avenue, and Craft Road, the very first exit in Mississippi. I say it because they always come up with new innovations. And right now, when we've had all these shortages on new cars, Homer Skelton Hyundai is always going to come through for you. You won't pay more than the sticker price for a new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. That's Chris True's pledge. You'll never pay more than sticker price. Those other guys, they could charge you a whole lot more for that new car because they know there's a shortage. That never happens at Homer Skelton Hyundai. That's part of the philosophy and the team that's been together for about 15 years now. You want the best of service? You want the best of products? It's the combination and the trust you'll always get from the best guys around. Homer Skelton Hyundai and Genesis of Olive Branch.
Hi, I'm Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. Can anyone explain to me why anyone would care how I measure your roof? We've all heard about measuring your roof from outer space. Well, to be honest, that's not possible. There are aerial pictures that can be taken every 4 years that can be used to measure most buildings, but it's not from outer space. Besides, no one, and I mean no one, can tell you what's wrong with your roof or even if you need one looking at pictures that could be 4 years old. If you'd rather do business with a family-owned and operated business with a lifelong tie to Memphis that refuses to mislead or use gimmicks, give us a call. Best products, best warranties, and the best service we know how to give. Fiveash Roof Services, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Memphis Tigers home team. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Looking for a high-efficiency planting solution? The Case IH 2150 Early Riser Planter combines the industry's most accurate planter technologies with a rugged row unit for a fast and uniform emergence. The Case IH 2150 Early Riser operates at your speed and adapts to unique field conditions so that you can maximize your yield potential. Stop in or call Mid-South Ag Equipment at 662-890-3141 to learn more. That's Mid-South Ag, your Case IH Equipment headquarters.
Hey Patriots, Colin Johnston here from DeSoto Auto Sales. And it's time to put the can in American, because this month I can help you get approved. It's the 4th of July all month long. That means it's time to break free from past credit mishaps. Even if you've been told no in the past credit problems are no problem for us. I want to help you break free in a nicer, newer car, because I believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car. That's why I drafted my For the People credit approval process. Plus, my solution specialists are the American Dream Team. They can get almost anyone approved. So stop driving a car you hate, because I want you to be approved and find freedom in a nicer, newer car today. You could even drive for little to no money down. But hurry, this dynamite deal won't last long. I'm Colin Johnston, your all-American dealer for the people. New rides are popping on the lot daily. See all my explosive rides at DeSotoAutoSales.com. That's DESOTO Autosales.com.
Credit and down payment require bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Offer absolutely expires on July 31st, 2022.
Visit Frontier Western Store today for new shirts and boots. Frontier is your top Carhartt store in the Mid-South. There's thousands of in-stock shirts and jeans. They have the classic K87 pocket tee in every color they make, including new ones just released. Available small to 4X. Want new jeans? Frontier has you covered with super tough work denim by Carhartt. And you've got to check out their selection of Ariat jeans for men, women, and children. You'll love how easy it is to find the size and style you need. Have you seen Frontier's remodeled world-famous boot showroom? It continues to expand. New styles by Ariat just arrived, plus plenty of in-stock proven classics too. Whether you need work or dress boots, trust that Frontier's the place to come. See thousands of pairs of Ariat boots and thousands more by Dan Post, Corral, Durango, Rocky, Twisted X, and others. And Frontier's pricing is lower than online and chain stores, so you know just the local shop to visit. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Locally owned and operated since 1967.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM, presented by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
Easy Money Sniper at KDTray5 on Twitter.
Kevin Durant
tweets, I see you cooking 7. First day on the job was a success. Love the kicks. Because he's talking to Chet.
Oh.
Because Chet wore KD.
I see.
And also went off.
Yeah. Good for KD.
Yeah, good for Chet.
For Chet.
Yeah. Tomorrow on the program, on Wolo and Friends Variety Hour, comedian Stephen Wright, actor Simon Helberg from The Big Bang Theory, and Chef Wolfgang Puck is going to cook a little bit with us tomorrow.
Wow.
So that'll be a good one.
That's a big show.
Big show.
For Thursday.
We haven't talked about baseball yet, Bryant, and I feel like we should.
Yeah.
Because it was a big, that's another reason why we should, but it was a big day yesterday.
Yeah.
What do you want to start with?
Let's start with our Cardinals.
Okay, that's sad.
Get
Gave up 5 in the first inning. Palante gave up 5 in the first, gives up 2 more in the fourth, 3 2/3 before being pulled. He gave up 10 hits, 7 earned. He had 5 Ks, though, almost as many Ks as he had earned runs. And he gave up 2 home runs. And that was all the runs the Cardinals gave up yesterday.
Yeah.
Which is a recurring theme because if you remember the day before, Dak gave up 7, right?
Yep.
And that was all the runs that they gave up. No, 6, right?
6.
6, and that was all the runs that were given up for the game for the Cardinals. Then they came out of the rain delay and didn't give up another run the rest of the game. And the Cardinals only scored 1 yesterday.
Yeah.
So they're in a bit of a hole.
Yep.
But then Packy.
And that 1 run came in the first inning also.
That's
so
right.
They scored all their runs and gave up most all their runs in the first inning.
That's right.
Whole game happened in the first inning. If you miss the first inning, then you miss the whole game.
Except for those other 2 that came in the fourth.
Except for the other 2, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. They were off to a 1-0 lead to start the game. And then it quickly was not.
Nolan Gorman scored on a, I think Goldschmidt drove him in, or maybe it was the other way
Goldie.
around.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
No, it would have had to be the other way around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember. It all runs together at this point. I turned it off quickly. Yeah. That's the good thing about baseball, though, playing 162 games.
You can just
sometimes the game is 7-1, and you can turn it off in
the.
Okay, yeah. Sometimes you can turn it off in the 7th inning.
Yeah.
Or before in the 5th inning
exactly
because it's a 7-1 ball game, and we love that about baseball.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I can think of something else to do with my time tonight. Packy Naughton came in last night, though.
Packy in the pin.
Packy's numbers are not great.
No.
But I think Packy's got something. I don't know what the something is.
But he's got something.
He's got something, though. I like Packy.
I just like every time they go to the bullpen, like they'll show the bullpen on TV, and you'll like see who's warming up, and I see it's Packy, and I just get like I'm like, Packy in the pin, Packy in the pin.
Not on these games, though, because it's the Braves broadcast.
No. Yeah. Which you notably
despise. I really don't even like I like the Braves too, and I watch the Braves a lot, and I don't even like the broadcast when they're not playing the Cardinals.
Wow,
it's just not my favorite.
Yeah,
not my
I'd explain to my dad
what's your favorite broadcast?
They only show the Braves. That's a good question.
Do you have one? Have you ever thought about it?
Here's the thing: is I'll get like 4 games on,
so you don't listen,
and
to
I just won't listen to any of them. So it's
That's
more for me like I usually go Bally because I said this yesterday. I like the little graphics, I like the score bugs on the Bally games.
I urge you to pick one and listen to it, and start to deduce which ones are good. The Padres is the best one.
I was about to say Padres.
Padres is the best broadcast.
Yeah.
Those guys are funny. They do like you have to read the thing like this broadcast is express written permission of the MLB and cannot be rebroadcast, redistributed, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
I have to watch a lot of White Sox games.
Well, they do that, and then after he finishes reading it, the main broadcaster, he like crumbles up the paper, holds it out in like a stick, and the color commentator karate chops it in half. That happens like every 6th, 7th inning or something like that. It's one of the staples of the broadcast.
The White Sox, they have something similar because it's Jason Benetti who does the White Sox game, and I don't know what inning it is, and I don't know. It's like Nationwide or something, and he'll do his little read. And then they'll sing like "Nationwide is on your side" every single game, both of them. And because my brother's a huge White Sox fan, so he forces me to watch the White Sox games every single time they play. But
didn't it used to be
It might not be nationwide. It's like something like that.
Didn't the guy? It's not the same broadcaster because the guy that used to do the White Sox broadcast, I don't know his name, but you can put it on the board. Yes.
Yeah, not the same guy.
Not the same. That's Harrelson or something like that. I don't know his name.
You know Jason Benetti though, right? Jason Benetti.
I know the name.
He let me pull up a picture for you. He did a lot of
it's the audio medium. So pictures don't help the audience.
That's true. But
if you could describe what he looks like.
He does the. Do you ever watch the Peacock games on Sunday mornings?
Oh, I hate.
He does the Peacock games on Sunday mornings.
You know what broadcast is actually not bad is Katie Nolan on the Friday night broadcast.
I've actually heard quite the opposite.
Really?
People hate that broadcast.
Yeah,
That's
but
Jason Benetti. If that rings any bells.
No, it doesn't.
I know it doesn't help.
Hey, well, you can see it on YouTube. He just showed it on YouTube. No, I don't know. I see. I like Katie Nolan. A lot of people don't. But you know who people also hated at first too is Doris Burke, and it might just be because she was a woman. But she's a basketball. Yeah. She knows a lot about basketball. Yeah. And Katie Nolan might not be the most baseball intelligent person in the world, but she's funny.
Yeah,
I think she's quick-witted.
Yeah, but I've heard, and not even just with Katie Nolan, but that whole. I've heard bad things about all the people on the Apple one. And I think it's just because it's new. I think a lot of these people who are going and having to watch these Apple TV broadcasts, they aren't familiar with watching.
They're already grumpy when they get there.
Yeah, they don't want to be there. They want to watch it on their TV. They're used to their guys calling their games. And so when they hear these young people call the games.
Young whippersnappers.
I'm really talking about the old people who watch baseball.
Oh, yeah?
But when they hear these young people call the games, it's easier to criticize. I haven't had a problem with it.
I also like the scorebook. It's pretty cool.
No, their graphics are really good on
because they like Apple themed.
And Fangraphs, and I meant to read it, and I need to go back and read it. Fangraphs
what is Fangraphs?
It's like an advanced metric website where you can get all your stats, statistics, and stuff for different players.
Right,
but they wrote a story because I don't know if you've noticed. I'm sure you've noticed. It's like one of the main thing of their broadcast. In the bottom corner of these Apple TV broadcasts, they'll do like percentage to get on base, percentage
with every pitch.
With every pitch.
Mm-hmm.
And so they did a story on like how accurate these percentages are, and I meant to read it.
But you didn't. I didn't. Well, it's good you brought it up there.
But it's out there if you want to read it. It's somewhere on Fangraphs.
Hey, if you're looking to gamble tonight, too, I think I'm going to take the Cardinals again. I don't recommend trailing that one. However,
Michaelis on the mound.
Michaelis against Max Fried. I do recommend taking the under 8.5. And I think the Braves team total under 4.5, too. I might double down on those two. And if you're just a Cardinals fan and you want to take the Cardinals with me, take the Cardinals, too. But I don't recommend that nearly as much because they haven't won a game in this series yet. Another team that I'm a fan of that I watched last night that we told you have to watch yesterday, and I hope you did.
The Fish.
Sandy Alcantara. He has 12 straight outings now with 7 innings pitched or more. Last night his line was 8 innings pitched, 2 hits, 10 strikeouts, no walks.
And we need him to get over, 20.5?
20.5 he did. He went 8 full. Yep. He also had the over for strikeouts. Mm-hmm. It was like 8.5, 7.5 or something. He had 10 total. That is now, like I said, 12 straight outings, with 7 innings pitched or more. 8 of those 12 are 8 innings or more. One of them is 7 2/3, so you could really say 9 of the 12. But no one else in the major leagues this year has more than 3 8 innings or more. He has 8. And that's also more than anyone had in all of 2021. This happens to come on the same day on ESPN.com's MLB page. Mm-hmm. They wrote an article all about how the starting pitcher is dying and no one goes long anymore. The day after Sandy goes 8 for the 12th time. Unbelievable. Opponents against Sandy this year hitting 190, a 1.82 ERA, a .91 WHIP for a starter that's going 7, 8, 9 innings. That's remarkable.
That is remarkable.
I guess that's the only way you go 7, 8, 9 innings, but that's unbelievable. And another noteworthy thing that happened, first of all, his last pitch, I guess last of all, because we already did it first of all. Yeah. Last of all, his last pitch, he got faster as the game went on. He started in 99 with his fastballs. His last pitch in the 7th inning, his last pitch in the 8th inning was 101 miles an hour.
That's impressive.
Very impressive.
To go 8 innings and be able to
and
throw
got faster.
plus 100, that's
got
crazy.
faster as the game went on. Also, Jesus Aguilar swiped his first bag yesterday.
Wow.
First stolen base of his career.
Wow.
And you might say, who cares about this guy stealing a base for the Marlins? Well, it's noteworthy because he's 6'3", 280. So he stole his first base of his career yesterday. Congrats to Jesus Aguilar.
They almost gave the game up yesterday.
They did almost.
Tan Scott came in and struggled.
It's the Marlins bullpen for you.
Should have just left Sandy.
I sent you a picture also. They had a picture of the Angels lineups.
Yeah.
And on the bottom, Phil Nevin, maybe this was being done before Joe Madden did it too.
Yeah.
But Phil Nevin on the bottom of the lineup card puts expect to win today on most of his lineups cards. Well, yesterday against Sandy, it said expect to play well today.
Play well.
Because you can't expect to win when you're playing
Win
Sandy.
or lose, we're gonna
That's
play
good.
well.
That's hey, you got to be realistic about those things.
And that's respect.
Also yesterday, the New York Metropolitans, who we tried to cheer up yesterday.
We
really did our part.
Look, it was about 75% us, and then we just needed them to pick up the last 25%.
Literally, we did everything we could for them. We cheered up the fan base. We did everything we could for the Mets.
Got them really pumped up for the Reds.
The Mets lose despite 6 innings pitched and 11 Ks from Max Scherzer. Mad Max. Seth Lugo came in and blew it. He makes a lot of money. I wish I had the figures in front of me because he makes too much to be blowing games like the way he is. This is Max Scherzer's 28th career game with 10 strikeouts. And also the Reds, by the way.
$3.92 million.
Oh, not as much as I thought. 28th career game for Max Scherzer with 10 strikeouts and no walks. That passes Kurt Schilling for second all time.
Wow.
28 is second. Guess what first is, Bryant? And who it is?
30.
It's 36 with Randy Johnson. The big unit.
Yeah.
So he's got a ways to go if he's going to pass that. But Max Scherzer's first outing, I would say, was a success other than losing the baseball game to the Cincinnati Reds, who were in last place in the NL Central.
But Nick Lodolo was awesome last night for the Reds.
Was he?
Yeah,
clearly he didn't allow a run.
No.
What was his stat line?
4.2 innings, 3 hits, 0 runs, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts. That was a career high for the 24-year-old Nick Lodolo.
How about that?
That was probably last night was probably their best all-around pitching performance all season
all year
for the Reds.
One of the worst pitching teams in baseball.
Yeah.
You were interested in another game as well. What was it?
The Blue Jays. Not just the game, but just in general. The Blue Jays lost their 4th straight last night, 2 in a row to the Oakland Athletics, Jay.
Skidding.
Oakland.
Skidding. As the Blue Jays are skidding.
Oh, yes. And you know who they play next?
Who?
Seattle. Ooh.
Is that right? Your Mariners.
Yeah, my Mariners.
Bryant has been listening to local Seattle sports radio regularly.
To get ready for the Kraken season. It's coming up sooner than expected. So, I guess not sooner than expected, but it'll sneak up on you.
But you happen to be watching it seems like the smaller of the 2 radio stations in the market.
You watch. I go back.
You've been listening a lot to the one that has the Kraken games on it because they talk a lot of Kraken.
They talk a lot more Kraken.
But that's the only local affiliate that they have in the market.
Yeah.
The other station has the Mariners. You're just a Kraken guy.
I'm a Kraken guy. I should have worn my Kraken hat today.
Yeah, you mentioned the Blue Jays skidding to 4 in a row.
Yeah.
The Marlins now have won 6 in a row too, so they're on the way up.
Yeah,
I think they're 2.5 games out of a playoff spot right now, which is something else.
Yeah.
Also, yesterday, Jose Quintana.
I wasn't done talking about the Blue Jays.
Please go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say I think the Blue Jays are kind of in a similar situation as the Cardinals. Starting pitching is really hurting them.
But they have good starting pitchers, though. They just aren't performing
but they're just
well.
not playing well right now. I mean, you look at their ERAs right now over the last 2 games. I mean, a lot of them are certainly over 3, which is not great.
Name some good pitchers they have whose ERAs are too high. Do you have the player stats in front of you?
Oh, I do. So Jose Barrios, who I think is pitching today, if I'm not mistaken. On the year, he's 6-4 with a 5.72 ERA, but in his last 7, he's 3-2 with a 7 ERA. Not great. Then who was the other one I had in front of me? Oh, Yusei Kikuchi. Is that how you say his last name?
Can't be. Cannot be correct.
I don't think so.
But anyway.
I cannot stand watching him pitch.
Why?
He's just not good.
That seems like a good reason.
Is
there anything in particular, or you just don't think he's good?
I just, there's nothing really in particular. I just can't watch him pitch. I don't know what it is. Not a fan. In his last 4 games, including last night, last 7 games, including last night, he's 1-4 with a 7.99 ERA. Just brutal to watch.
Well, that's a good number to back you up, saying he's not very good.
Yeah, but also
ERA almost to 8 as a starting pitcher.
Have you watched Adrian Martinez pitch?
I don't believe I have.
25 years old. He struck out 5 last night. I think this was like his 5th or 6th start, maybe 4th. But he's now 2-1. Does have a 6 ERA, but 25 years old, rookie. I've been impressed with what he's done. I think he could be a guy that someone steals from Oakland.
Well, perhaps so. Is there any games tonight you're interested in?
Any that you're?
Well, I'll tell you one. The Marlins and the Angels. Trevor Rogers tries to get off the schneid a little bit. Talk about high ERAs from a guy that was maybe their best pitcher last year, at least numbers-wise, Trevor Rogers.
We got a lot of day ball today.
Tyler Rogers, his brother, pitches for the Padres now, right? He was traded from the Twins. And Shohei Ohtani's on the bump for the Angels. Shohei was supposed to pitch last night, but because they have a 6-person rotation and they're idiots, they were like, well, we'll move him off of the Sandy game.
Yeah, do you
maybe
think they were hiding him from Sandy?
I do. Don't you?
Yeah, I mean,
well, I can't think of another reason why they would move him.
Easier to get a win if you're not facing Sandy.
They pitched Thor though, but he's a pitcher.
And
so
he hadn't been.
They pitched he hasn't been great. They have Noah Syndergaard.
Yeah.
He's a pitcher, so they'll pitch him against other good pitchers. But they have to ensure Shohei Ohtani gets a win. Has to get a win. This guy.
I like. I'll be watching Twins White Sox this afternoon.
Oh, that's an early one.
Joe Ryan on the mound for Minnesota.
And Lance Lynn, former Ole Miss Rebel. And former St. Louis Cardinal.
I like what Joe Ryan's done this year. 6-3 with a ERA of 3. He's been really good. I think he's about 25, 26, another young guy. And then the Cards on ESPN tonight.
I was about to say, and then last but certainly not least, the Cardinals and the Braves play tonight on ESPN. Miles Mikolas, who has been easily their best pitcher, although that's not a very difficult position to garner. And Max Fried, who has also probably been the Braves' best pitcher this year, but that might be a little more difficult.
What'd you say the over-under was at right now?
8.5. So I took the under in that one.
Take the under in
and the Braves team total under 4.5. I took that as well. And then I want to bet the Cardinals just because they're going to win one of these. I want to be on the side when they
Summer
do.
League game tonight?
No, Brian, I'm not. Actually, truthfully,
that was both Summer League games.
That was a good bet, probably to bet the Grizzlies last night. Tonight might be a worse bet.
Yeah,
they have legitimate players on that team. Now, there's not a lot of defense being played, and I do think it'll be a glorified exhibition.
Yeah.
But if I'm just betting shot making, I will take Chet Holmgren, Josh Giddey, and Pokashevsky.
Probably do the same. But I think the Grizzlies are favored
but
tonight.
Maybe I'm a hater, Brian. Maybe I'm a hater.
I think you are a hater.
Maybe so. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll wear it. We're going to take another break here. And when we come back, the frozen corpse of Larry King is here. He joins us to discuss a new product he's endorsing, an omega-3 fatty acid dietary supplement, Omega XL, when we come back.
Get your afternoon started with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sang and Sports 56 Grind Time. Weekdays from 1 to 3 on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
It's a hot summer's day. You just finished cutting the lawn. Maybe you're getting off the golf course. You need something to refresh you. I've got just what the doctor ordered. In fact, it's called Poppy's Pills. Poppy's Pilsner. That's the best, and it comes from Grind City Brewing. It's light, crisp. It is that refreshing Pilsner. They say it's ultra crushable. Remember how Taco Bell stopped selling the Mexican pizza? Everybody lost their minds? Poppy Pilsner is the only thing that can ease that broken heart. Now, that came from an eyewitness named Sarah. Some people say it's sexy. It's light, it's refreshing, it's local. And for me, well, it just doesn't get any better than that. Ultra crushable, built for speed. It's available in 6-packs or 15-packs. You just ask your favorite retailer about it. Best enjoyed ice cold. It's what the doctor ordered. It's Poppy's Pills from Grind City. I know the sweetest thing in Memphis, and I know it's been around for 120 years. You know, I'm talking about Dinstall's, and it's time to stock up heavy on Cashew Crunch, Heavenly Crunch, Turtlettes, all of your favorite Dinstall's treats to watch the playoff games and to watch all the basketball. It's so easy to get. The sweetest thing in Memphis, all you have to do is head to Laurelwood or head to Germantown and Poplar right across from the hospital, or go where they make the candies. That's on Pleasant View. There's nothing that says Memphis better than Cashew Crunch with that little tinge of coconut, or the Turtlettes. Let's face it, there's nothing better than Dinstall's chocolate. That's the mainstay of all candies, isn't it? Milk chocolate, although their dark chocolate is pretty darn good. And if you get the peppermint with the dark chocolate and put it in the freezer, you're going to love it. So many ways to love Dinstall's. 115 years of making Memphis oh so sweet.
Hi, this is John Conway with Conway Services. Is your air conditioning system struggling to keep up this summer? It may just need a tune-up. Good news, it's Super Tune-Up time at Conway Services. We'll come out and perform our 16-point Energy Saver Super Tune-Up on your air conditioning system for only $69. And if you have an air conditioner that leaks Freon every year, we'll include a leak check at no charge.
License number 64210, 64365 EAS, MS 19668.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
Brian Elders
Elders Roofing Solutions.
If you have damage to your home and have your insurance carrier involved, you need a great contractor. You also need a team that has seen claims of all shapes and sizes, residential or commercial. After our inspection, we'll share our findings and give you our professional opinion. Some people say you get what you pay for. However, our opinion is free. Trust the name you can depend on, like the tens of thousands of families Brian and I have served over the past 20 years here in the Mid-South. Brian Elder Roofing. We'll measure your roof from outer space and share our team's experience for your property and claim. Repaired roofs, replacement roofs, big roofs, tiny roofs, insurance roofs, flat roofs, TPO roofs, asphalt roofs, tile roofs, slate roofs, metal roofs. If your roof needs some love, call me. 901-867-0303 for Brian Elder Roofing and Contracting.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elders Roofing Solutions.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Like, I don't know. Can you just pick something and order? Yeah, but anyway, where are you at? You don't look...
It only takes 2 seconds of distracted driving to become a statistic. You can lose your driving privileges, your vehicle, face jail time, or even lose or take a life. Slow down, Memphis. The life you save may be your own. Brought to you by the Memphis Police Department, Traffic Operations.
Now, back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM, presented by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
The Eagles.
Yeah, I like the Eagles.
Bryant, guess what starts tomorrow?
Tomorrow would be Thursday.
Yeah, what starts, Bryant?
Is there another LIV tour this weekend?
Good guess. Great answer. I mean, come on. You're the LIV guy. I forgot.
No, I think I've resigned. From that title.
What was it about you, Brian? I thought when I told you that you wouldn't last very long, your stamina for this would be very low because you don't watch golf to begin with. Yeah. You assured me that you were going to be an LIV guy.
This time was different.
Oh, it was different this time.
Yeah, it's just not great golf.
Well, tomorrow on Thursday starts another major championship in the golf scene.
Wow.
What is it?
The Scottish Open. No?
Is that right? I thought the British Open starts tomorrow, Bryant.
No, I don't think that's right.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong.
Now I'm very confused. You've thrown me off my game. I thought we were all in agreement. Oh, you're right. It is the Scottish Open.
Yeah.
What in the world? Oh, it's the senior players that I was reading about earlier. I don't know why I thought it was the British Open tomorrow. I don't know what I'm thinking, man. Now I'm all thrown off and off kilter.
Open.
It's the Scottish Open tomorrow. Well, a lot of European players tomorrow, Bryant, and you need to pick for your show, Sports Time. I'm profusely sweating now because of my mistake thinking it was the British Open.
Good for me, the non-golf guy, for knowing
it was the Scottish Open.
I'm proud of myself after that.
But there's you got to pick one guy in the top 50 and one guy outside the top 50, right?
I think we changed it. I think it's just anybody.
Oh, you just take anybody.
So I can take whoever I want.
Do you have any names on your short list right now?
Yeah,
You always like Justin Thomas.
We've talked about this a couple times.
You have your golf guy.
I have a golf guy.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I could ask you a couple of these.
Please
guys,
do.
And maybe you could help me
to see if it corresponds with what your golf guy says.
My golf guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe when my golf guy texts me and tells me who to pick, I'll get back to you and let you know who he told me.
Interesting.
To pick. What about Colin Morikawa?
I don't like Colin Morikawa.
Like
this week.
Morikawa?
I'll give you my top 10.
Okay.
Of people that I like this week. And it's mostly based on PGA Tour stats. Like I said, there's a lot of European players that we don't have access to the numbers. Well, I do have access to numbers, but I didn't run simulations with them. So I have Xander Schauffele at 1.
That's weird. My golf guy also runs simulations.
That's interesting. Justin Thomas at 2.
Who?
Justin Thomas.
Who?
But look, I just put who the numbers say to take, Brian.
So should I take Justin Thomas?
It's up to you that you take Justin Thomas every week.
I've taken Justin Thomas in probably 5 of my last 6 tournaments.
Matthew Fitzpatrick is up there. Mito Herrera is up there. Billy Horschel, Corey Connors, Scotty Scheffler, John Rahm, Patrick Cantlay, and Brian Harmon. Outside the top 50, I think there's one guy to go with. I know you don't do an outside the top 50 anymore.
Right.
But outside the top 50, this probably might be just a good bet if you want to take my word for it because I got the tournament wrong. Maybe I'm not the best person for gambling advice on this today. But Robert McIntyre is a guy that you're probably going to get good odds on even for a top whatever finish.
Right.
Bob McIntyre, he's from Scotland.
Oh, wow.
So it's a home game for him.
Wow.
Home match.
Important tournament for him.
So I like Bob McIntyre if you're a gambling man.
Wow. I might have to throw some change on that.
And then when they go to St. Andrews in a couple weeks, might do Bob again there.
Oh, really?
I mean, just when you're over there, you got to do Bob. I really do like Bob, though. I've taken him a few times on Dave's show, and I think, Bryant, you have also taken him a couple times outside the top 50, if memory serves
Maybe. I don't
correctly.
remember all my picks. What about Tommy Fleetwood? We like Tommy Fleetwood.
See, this is something that Bryant likes to do with his golf guy. I've heard too, is that he'll name the top 10 he has,
my
then
guy.
he just starts naming out names that weren't in the top 10 just because they're guys that he's heard of. No, Tommy Fleetwood did not make the top 10. 5 outside the top 50 that I do have though: Patrick Rogers, Chris Kirk, who I take way too much, Keith Mitchell, Kirk Kiyama, and what's Honor Bond's first name?
I don't know.
I can't think of it, but I've taken him a couple times. He's Indian.
Well, see, if we could just peel back the curtain a little bit, me and my golf guy, the first time my golf guy gave me picks, I sent him several of these little stories you'd find on the internet about here's who's going to win.
The ones that are made for
the one that I'm looking at
the ones
right
that are
now,
sponsored content.
Yeah,
you're saying
2022 Genesis Scottish Open
the
odds,
sponsored
picks and PGA Tour predictions, and then I just offer up some of those.
The
picks.
sponsored content from DraftKings and FanDuel and the like.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe not the most reliable source. Well, that'll do it for us. We'll do it again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Johnny Radio's next. See you later.
Bye.
It's time to vacation at home with Family Leisure. That's right. Enjoy a vacation in your own backyard.